Superman!
If there's a Dollar General nearby, chances are you're poor. Congratulations? Hey guys, welcome to Jay Explains Dollar General Sucks. I'm Jay, aka the official elected official, and let's just get into this. I've been wanting to do a video on Dollar General for a while. There's one in my district, and you know what? It's generally an awful shopping experience. Long lines, awful customer service. They have some decent snacks, so it's not all bad, but it's obvious that most of what's put in the place is crap that didn't sell elsewhere. Low wages, high turnover, and the most infuriating part is that an actual supermarket used to be in that exact spot in the 80s, called Fine Fare. I was in California when this place went up, but if I can recall accurately, the Fine Fare was purchased and the new owners inserted a subway, yada yada yada. The space was a daycare, now it stands as essentially a poverty profiteer. Vice, another outlet, much like The Root, that was purchased recently and has had a sharp political tilt since the acquisition, did a piece on the chain for HBO that I think is worth exploring. Last time I used HBO stuff, they cracked the channel with a strike, so I'll definitely be butting in to greenlight the fair use. Vice, take her away.
I would say that maybe 20% of my time is spent on the road, visiting grocery stores, having conversations with owners.
David Proctor has spent the past decade studying small-town grocery stores in Kansas.
We sort of feel like we know them, and they know us.
As a researcher, he tracks sales, monitors trends, and keeps in regular touch with grocers around the state. And lately, they seem to want to talk about only one thing: the rise of Dollar General.
The focus of this piece is the negative effect that Dollar General is having on small town grocers in Kansas. But if we want local parallels, look no further than the bodegas, which are often classified as supermarkets. They're not, but
Dollar General isn't new. The discount dollar store, which carries household goods, dry foods, and a limited selection of perishable items like eggs and milk, has been around since the mid-1950s. But in the last decade, the company has refined its strategy. It's targeted parts of the country that were slow to rebound from the recession, low-income rural communities that other large retailers, even Walmart, won't touch. And it's done it while building stores faster than ever before. Dollar General has opened more than 5,000 new locations across the US since 2010. It now has more than 14,000 stores in the country, or just about as many as McDonald's and Starbucks.
That is insane growth by any measure. I don't care what your profession or industry is, you kind of gotta be impressed, man. I mean, you don't get good at what you do without experience. And the way in which this franchise has exploded recently, despite being a public company since the 60s, is monumental. Quick wiki history lesson. Started as J.L. Turner & Sons in the 1930s, purchasing liquidated general stores during the Depression, they went public, aka hit the stock market, in 1968 as Dollar General Corp, and was family run until 2002, and by that time, they were doing numbers in the billions. In 2007, they left the stock market when they were purchased by a private equity firm, including the likes of Citigroup and a Goldman Sachs affiliate, for over $6 billion. Then they instituted a business model called Easy Stores that shut down 400 locations, returning to the stock market in 2009. Okay, I think we're all caught up.
At least on a weekly basis, we get emails or calls from some small town saying Dollar General has been in town and our business has suffered, or Dollar General is getting ready to move into town. Can you help us figure out a way to respond to that? And so it is having a very significant impact in the rural parts of Kansas.
Dollar General told Vice News that their stores often provide, quote, a complimentary option to other retailers that may sell items such as produce and meat. But supermarkets don't make most of their money from fresh foods. They make it from stuff Dollar General sells, things like cereal, soup, and pasta. So when Dollar General comes to town with a cheaper supply of those products, it's a big problem for grocers.
When people call you, what do they say?
They're terrified. I mean, the owners are. Well, they're angry. And they don't know what to do about it.
They took their jobs! Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the pitfalls of capitalism. I mean, think about it. We used to have butchers until supermarkets came around. Shoe cobblers. I mean, does anyone remember when that was a thing? Of course not, because they haven't been a thing in such a long while. See, we're all just walking in the footsteps of those who came before us. So with time and experience, innovation is inevitable. Don't think Dollar General doesn't see Jeff Bezos and Amazon nipping at their heels.
If a Dollar General is moving into town and a lot of people are shopping there, what is the problem?
Dollar General stores are going to hire about maybe 5 or 6 people. Grocery stores hire on average 15 to 17. The vast majority of Dollar General stores do not offer fresh fruits and vegetables. They don't offer hardly any variety in dairy. They offer very little variety in bread. Most of them don't have any sort of meat.
Now, to be fair, they do offer such things, but it's processed pre-made heat and eat foods, opposed to fresh meats and vegetables that are undeniably healthier. Also, our township still has a grocery store, so we aren't as foregone as other low-income spaces, but as previously mentioned, they hire fewer people at wages that dictate a high turnover rate. In other words, their employees aren't paid very well at all. Not like anyone is balling on a grocery store check, but there were more tiny checks to go around.
This is what economists call a collective action problem. Even though it's in people's collective interest to keep real grocery stores open, it's in their individual interest to buy what's cheapest. And it's worked out so well for Dollar General that the chain is planning to open another 900 locations by the end of this year. It's also flirting with a relatively new market, low-income urban neighborhoods, where its competition isn't local grocers, it's other dollar stores like Family Dollar and Dollar Tree.
We got both of those on Springfield and Stuyvesant, and I'm positive all of these franchises are thriving here, but many of these communities have been mismanaged to a point where they became low income. Let's take Irvington as an example. Currently, the township's poverty rate sits at 23%. Now, this is from the census site. I had to wiki the 2000 info where it states that the rate was 17%. You know, that's a steep enough decline to go unnoticed until it's too late. The collective good has given away to the individual's convenience, and that is a trend that's very likely to continue. Plus, like I said, they do have good snacks. The energy blend is delicious. Ultimately, urban civil servants, much like the one that is going to feature momentarily, are hamstrung in a system that has been here before they were born, and also been waiting for them with a script and pre-programmed thought patterns that equate to tons of political success, but do nothing but keep the wheels spinning as the true problems mount. Not to say their hearts aren't in the right places, but do you know how much scratch and influence it takes to even obtain these positions? Once they get them, they play safe in advance, or they are aiming for something real, swallowed whole by the bureaucracy of it all. My elected counterparts are but cogs in the machine, and such restraints render them virtually useless to outside-of-the-box thinking.
We're not saying shut them down, but we're saying, okay, look, we have enough.
Tulsa Councilor Vanessa Hall Harper oversees a district with 10 discount dollar stores and 0 grocery stores.
We've had 2 public meetings, and overwhelmingly, the community said, we don't want any more discount dollar stores in our community, which is what they've said for years.
When Dollar General applied to open a new location in her district last summer, she successfully fought for a 6-month moratorium on new dollar stores.
Don't shop here! Don't shop here!
Okay, protesters, marchers, dissidents of all stripes, lend me your ears! This shit don't work no more. If you aren't coming with the cash, they aren't listening to you. Don't believe me?
But before the moratorium started, Dollar General managed to get approval for the new store. and it just opened this month.
Can you go to Family Dollar right there?
But what's wrong with this? Why we not boycotting Family Dollar?
Because they were already here. I'm not against discount dollar stores. I'm against, we have an issue with the proliferation of them.
Just say there's too many and it's keeping us poor. Is that so hard?
Presumably a Dollar General wouldn't be building another Dollar General around the corner unless it felt like there was a market for it. Do you worry that the community is kind of voting with its wallet?
No, well, not really, because there's no other options. If you don't have an option, you can't really count that as a vote. That's why I believe their business model is to seek out food deserts in communities that have no other options. And then they can make it more difficult for other retailers to come in and be successful, particularly quality full-service grocery stores. How many discount dollar stores do you need in one community? In one community.
Poverty is very profitable, people, but the smoking mirrors that is American life makes turning a blind eye and or pretending circumstances aren't dire incredibly easy. Or if you do see the problem, there are a million ways to get distracted from any actual and tangible solutions. We're all guilty of it, but maybe not conscious, you know? We collectively swim in the oceans of hypocrisy that is life, friends. So, with that being said, I'm gonna bring this video to an end. You know, all the internet stuff, like, sub, share, speak. What do you think? Is the expansion of the dollar store in low-income communities a natural occurrence that was bound to happen, or is it a nefarious scheme to take advantage of the disenfranchised? I'd love your opinion in the comments. So, until the next time, I'm Jay, the official elected official. Thank you so much for putting up with me, and as always, love.
It's suicide! You've seen him, you know how strong he is. You can't win!